Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, the adaptable, the courageous, the most totally humble Dr. Yukon Suckit. That's right, tell your mama you're talking to Dr. Yukon Suckit. I am broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck that I found over on, Aether Hub. That's where I found Aether Hub. And it's called Splendid Scute, which has got, just the name of it tells you about two of my favorite cards, Splendid Reclamation and Scute Swarm. And those two things together are so fantastic, right? And I was playing a deck like this before. This one's got some twists on it. It's got some enhancements. And it's got different things going on. It definitely, when you play it, you're playing it from a different perspective. Let's put it that way. So let's take a look at the deck, see what's in it, and we'll take it out, and we'll see how well it does. At the low end, we've got 3 Strangles, which is a red card that does 3 points of damage to target creature or planeswalker for 1 mana. It is a sorcery, which ends up being a big pain in the butt to me. I wish these kinds of things should be instants. Having to wait to my turn to be able to cast this stuff is kind of pain in the butt. But here we go. Strangle, right? I love it. It's a great looking card. It's got a great name. Everything about it is great. I just wish it was an instant. We got Make Disappear. Yeah, this is a little kind of cartoony, but whatevs, right? So for 2 mana, you have the ability to counter target spell unless its controller plays 2. It's in here. I'm okay with it. The big thing is you got casualty, and you're going to have lots of creatures you can sacrifice. So, and it has to have at least a power of 1 or greater, which is going to be everything. So the chances that, basically, if you can basically cast this and then do a casualty, then they have to have 4 mana to be able to counter both versions of it, right? So I think this is a better card, because I usually don't like it where they pay 1 or 2 to override it, because usually almost everybody has like 1 or 2 mana left aside that they haven't been able to use. And there you go. So Make Disappear, right? There's your blue card. We got another one we'll get to in a little bit. Thundering Rebuke. Once again, it's a sorcery, but for 2 mana and you're doing 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker, that 4 damage in 1 card, it goes a long way. There's a lot of cards that think that they're out of harm's way as soon as they got 4 for defense. Nope, Thundering Rebuke is going to take you out. Angels. Lotus Cobra. So if we're playing a landfall deck, Lotus Cobra has the potential to rocket you forward, right? You get this out in turn 2, then you start putting out like one of these dual, the dual landfall cards, and suddenly you're going to pick up an additional, 2 lands per turn, or 2 extra mana per turn from that. So this will help to rocket you to your mana capacity. Help to ramp you. That's the term we use for it, isn't it, people? Sorry, 12 years of magic school, and you tend to forget things after a while, right? Ramp is the word I'm looking for. All right, so we got Thirst for Discovery. So this is a blue card, costs you 3, and it helps you get your cards. You draw 3 cards. You have to discard 2 unless you discard a basic land. Now, the interesting thing to me is that in a landfall deck, discarding a basic land card is rough. But hopefully you'll have one, or you won't care about 2 cards that you get. We got Crush of the Week. So for this is that you'll deal 2 points of damage to each creature, and if the creature dies, it is exiled rather than going to the graveyard. You can foretell it to only have to pay 1. So this is, if they're getting out a bunch of tokens or something like that, this will wipe the board. And the only thing I see as a problem with it is you got a lot of stuff in here that only has 1 for defense. So, even this 2 right there is still, again, if you're going to Crush the Week, you're going to take yourself out, all your guys out with it. That's not cool. We got the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. It's a saga card, so on the first turn you get out a 2/2 red Goblin Shaman. Whenever he attacks, you get to create a treasure token, doing the ramp for you. The next turn after that, you could discard up to 2 cards, in which case you draw 2 cards, so that allows you to do some card draw. Get in your hand the things you're looking for. And the third turn, you pull out basically a Kikijiki, where on the turn after that, so the 4th turn, you can actually use him to trade a copy of a non-legendary creature you control, except for then it has haste, and you sacrifice it at the end of the next step. But yeah, that's the kind of thing where you want to put out, like a Witty Roastmaster. You have a second one of them, and then you put a land out so that your Scute Swarm goes crazy. You're doing 2 points of damage that turn for every Scute that's going off. That'd be great. Or you could always copy a Scute and then put out a land, which means you're going to make twice as many Scutes as you would normally, which then a single Witty Roastmaster would still do as much as the other. Plus, you'd have all of the Scutes otherwise. You just got to ask yourself, what's the best thing? Either of those sounds pretty decent, except for I think having Scutes after the end of the process is probably the better deal. But anyway, so yeah, that'll copy it up. And plus, the good thing about that Goblin and the Kiki-Jiki is that you kind of really don't need them for their deck. That's just kind of like extra frosting. So they're good for just targets. They get out there, people are scared of them, they start shooting them down, which leaves less creature kill for the cards you really need, which starts off with Witty Roastmaster. Right in that dude's face. Look at that. Suck it. Anyways, for 3, you put out a 3/2. And whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, this dude deals 1 point of damage to each opponent. You got Scute Swarm. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you create an insect token. And if you have 6 or more lands, then you create a copy of Scute Swarm, which means then you'll create, have 2 Scute Swarms, and then you'll have 4 Scute Swarms, and then you'll have 8 Scute Swarms, so it's a geometric progression. And every time that they go out there and they jump, then this guy fires off 1 for each one that enters the play. And the best part, for each Scute Swarm you got that you play a double landfall, then it's double the effect. And then the first round comes out and does it. And the second round, then you get twice as many from that. So the Scutes go crazy with these New Capenna double landfall lands, right? And you got a lot of stuff that takes advantage of it, such as Lotus Cobra will get you the mana you might need, provided you got other stuff going on. Okay, we got the big score. So you just have to discard a card. Hopefully you have one to get rid of. And then you draw 2 cards and create 2 treasure tokens. So between this and Thirst for Discovery, you're looking for whatever you're missing from your combos, right? Here is Splendid Reclamation. Now this is the linchpin, man. Provided you can keep something out, either basically you want a Scute Swarm, because that's the only thing that really makes use of what the Splendid Reclamation is laying down. Because there's not much in here that takes advantage of all the mana that the Lotus Cobra can produce, but Scute Swarm will do what it needs to do. And then if you happen to have a Witty Roastmaster as well, then this will pretty much probably end the game. Because if you're going to return all the lands from your graveyard to the battlefield, more likely you've got 3, 4 of these duels in there. In which case, you can bring them all back at once. And then Scute Swarm is going to go to crazy town. Crazy, crazy, crazy town with a Splendid Reclamation, right? All right, we got Burn Down the House. So this card, the problem is that if you got your creatures out, Burn Down the House will kill every one of your creatures. All your Scutes, dead. All of them, right? That's not very helpful. But you can use instead, you can put out the 3/1/1 Red Devil tokens. Great thing about that is if you happen to have a Witty Roastmaster out, then that's 1, 2, 3 points of damage for these Red Devils. And then what do? You attack with them, which is 1, 2, 3. So that's 6 damage on that turn with those Devils coming out. And the best thing is that they get around to killing the Devils on the next turn. That's 3 more damage. That means 9 points of damage from a Burn Down the House Witty Roastmaster combo, right? That's pretty excellent. Lastly, in the regular spell category, we got Dollhouse of Horrors, where you pay 1 and exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except for 0/0 artifact in addition to its other types, and it has this creature gets +1/+1 for each construct you control. It gains haste until the end of the turn. So, as long as it's a +1 and it has its abilities, it could be a Scute Swarm, it could be a Witty Roastmaster. Dollhouse of Horrors is going to go ahead and give you the ability to take your stuff out of the graveyard and basically put them back out into play again. And so that way you can get your combo cards out and then throw out a Splendid Reclamation, and then you are ready to basically explode in people's faces. We got a whole bunch of basic lands because you got to have them. and a whole bunch of these dual landfall new Capenna decks. And, you know, this is the thing for me is I always sit there and whine about how I don't want to play these things early because I want to wait till I can put them down and get the double effects out of my cards when these guys get out. But in reality, trust in the Splendid Reclamation. Trust that you'll be able to use your card draw to get them. Just pound these things into the graveyard because eventually you'll be able to do it. And then go to town. So build up to that 6 mana because you need to make Scute copies, not just little insects. Because once you got that out there, if they don't have any sort of board wipe, you need to make multiple copies of the Scute Swarm because that's the guy that's going to make your deck just totally go to town. All right, nothing in the sideboard. That is the deck. Let's take it out and see how well it does. All right. Let's keep it, see what we can do. Boy, this is just a really bad way of getting on mana. We're getting all that... Oh, wrong one. That's ridiculous. I was trying to get a red there, but... Okay, Scute Swarm. Gonna get my red this time. He's just gonna kill his own guy, which is gonna kill off the Lotus Cobra. Not much to do with that, really. I'll go fetch out one of these things. And we're done. And I'm having to waste all of my double lands to get it out. I mean, I got the Splendid Reclamation. That's going to get us pretty far. Scutes are looking really good. Yeah. Thirst for discovery, huh? What does home size do? Red double token. All right, here we go for Scute. Put out a land. A couple of minor copies there. And that devil's the worst thing. I don't want to trip that thing up. There we go. Ooh, should I just spin for the reclamation at this point? And he's going to devil up. Burn down the house, unfortunately. I'll decline. I should have taken the damage already. All right, so we will put out another Scute Swarm. We will put out a mountain, getting us up to 6. Oh, I'm missing out. Wanted one more mana out of the deal. No attacks. Decline. And decline. Question, can I just make everything go to Crazy Town? And somehow we win? That was crazy. Alright, playing against Mishra, number 46. 3 mana, let's keep it. I should be a little better on mulliganing or something. Love to get green. Let's see, there's a forest right there. I might as well just do it straight off. Forest. All right. Red coming up. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Esper. Fantastic. It means control, control, and creature kill. See what happens if I put a creature out. Choke on the mana. Don't put any out. Come on, Mishra. You're in your combat phase. You're not sure what to do. Oh, I see. That was my phase. It was still on my turn. Super. No wonder why you weren't putting out any mana. I'm going to touch your creature. Alright, he's got his colors. Let's start building a force to be reckoned with. Look at that. I got another bug. Your turn. Ooh, there's going to be a creature kill. That's quite interesting. Let's go for the attack. Another Scute Swarm. You're going to wipe the board here pretty soon. Nope, he's just going to counter it. Oh, it bounced it back. That's cool. I got a little bit of something to block with. What does that hoser do? Let's go, Obscura. Accept your fate. No, that's not it. You're supposed to die. Alright, let's put out the other Scute Swarm. I don't have another mana, so that's going to kind of suck. Let's go ahead and kill... Hosey McHoseface. And we're done. Let's go thirst for some discovery. What I really like is a reclamation at this point. That would be quite splendid. Oh, that's not cool. You think he's going to give up his Obscura for one of my Scutes? No. Come on, big mana. Big mana. That's sort of some mana. I'll tell you, we're going to put out a Witty Roastmaster. And another one. Block it. All right, so we got a little bit of some leverage with Make Disappear. Still, the problem is, what is it? I could potentially do something about it. All right, here we go. Witty Roastmaster. You gonna let it through? That's it, just a few points of damage. I'm cool. Hey, if you want to pick up some extra life, go ahead and block. All right, come on. Mana, 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 mana. Oh, that's not cool. Yes! Pay 2, Junkie Junkman. That's not going to do it, but it will strangle the hell out of that guy. Dollhouse of Horrors. What does it say? Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Do I have anything in there? No. All attack. Alright, don't wipe out the board. Don't do it. I guess if you do, I can bring something back from the graveyard, but... Nice. I think you might be dead. I got 5 Scutes, 5 times 2. That's a good thing. He's still alive. There we go. You roasted. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Obsidian. And we got some good mana. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep it. Start off with the red. Hopefully draw mana on the next turn. Nope. Okay, I'm going to play this one out. Let's go for blue just in case we end up pulling some sort of blue. Alright, we're going to go for a Fable. We're playing against Esper again. Yep. That's a dangerous thing for us. We'll see if he starts killing our dudes. Let's see what I got there. Flying Ward 1. I could just kill that thing. No, I happen to like everything I like there. Auto pay! I'll attack. Sorry, Roastmaster, you're going to have to sit back for a while. What does that thing do? Tell you what, I'm going to Scute it up. I'm going to Cabaretti it. What do we got here? Green, blue, need double reds just in case. And no attacks. I don't need extra mana for that. Yeah, I got enough to do burn down the house, worst case scenario. That's not cool. All right, so we're going to have a situation where we can Kiki-Jiki the Witty Roastmaster. Yeah, I think he sees that already. All right, we're going to have to pop it. Let's go for the mana producer. Yeah, the problem with Crush the Weak is I am super weak. I just blow my own dudes away. This card would probably be better if it was more directed. I could take it out now, but I could take out everything else at the same time is the problem. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is devil up on Burn Down the House. That'll give me 3 points from the Witty Roastmaster. Plus then, if they die, they'll be doing some great stuff there. You don't attack with them, you're not doing anybody any good, are you? Don't be looking at my Roastmaster. Don't. Well, that's just ridiculous. You think I got enough to put him out? Let's say I need to have 8. I got enough to do it. He's not doing anything about it. Now, the problem is I need one more if I wanted to double up on it, and I did not get it. Anyways, there's the Roastmaster. Oh, I do have enough. He's only 3. Oh, and the 5's from this one here. Alright, there comes the Devils. Wum, 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 wum. Womp womp womp. Let's go, Joe. I'd take out Kiki Jiki if I were you. Actually, Crush the Weak and those Devils pretty much guarantees me a win on the next turn. And he's out of cards. Yeah, we got this thing in the bag. I mean, I don't care. He's got Vigilance. It doesn't matter. You got this thing won. All right, here we go. He's going to block the Witty Roastmaster. He thinks he'll be able to survive another turn. It'll be fine. But them Devils, they don't like being killed none. Oh, wait. That'll exile it, and that's not cool at all. I'll have to strangle it is what I'll have to do. Yoink. You gonna save it? You're looking to see if you can counter my ability right out of that thing there? All right, there we go. Winner, winner, victory dinner. All right, so this is Splendid Scute. Splendid Scute. And it is such a fun deck. It's, you know, I'm not one for thinker decks, but this is riding that line between action and thinking. It's trying to work out when you could get your cards out to keep them the most protected, but also to just wring the most benefit out of them at the right time. And there's a lot of combo activities going on there. Let's talk about what we got going on here. So one thing I love is Witty Roastmaster with a Scute Explosion. That is just such a beautiful thing. The dual Cabaretti lands really lend themselves towards it. And as soon as you can start making multiple Scutes, make multiple real Scutes rather than just insects, man, that just is just a multiplier big time. Plus, you got, of course, Splendid Reclamation. It's going to bring these backs and then make these guys go crazy with you have Witty Roastmaster out. Is pretty much just going to kill somebody. Now, even if you don't, and you could just get these guys to swarm, I mean, what are people going to do about it? Nothing. I mean, the worst case, they could, like, Medoc Massacre, which means that they just kill everything you got, and all of your they get like 1,000 life or something. Luckily, we do have Make Disappear, which will hopefully make you survive that kind of a situation. We do have a lot of creature control. Crush the Weak, I swear, is not a good card for this deck. I was going to play it, which was going to kill all my Devils, But then I just read what it said. It said if the creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, you exile instead. Exile is not die, which meant that all my devils would die and I would not do any additional damage. Crush the Weak is too harsh for all of your own creatures, which if you're trying to get them out, you're going to have them out. This is only good as a means of wiping the board early, and it's just, I don't know, it seems kind of weird. I'd almost rather have more Thundering Rebukes or something and Strangles. It just seems like a more direct situation would be a better situation. If I really want to burn things down, I got Burn Down the House. And the good thing about Burn Down the House is you can create 3 devils instead, which is going to trigger the Witty Roastmaster 3 times. Plus, when these guys die, they're doing that additional, points of damage. So it means that if you had a Witty Roastmaster out, you got 3 points coming from them coming out. You got 3 points from them doing their damage. And then if somehow they get killed because of whatever, they're doing an additional 3 points of damage. That's 9 points of damage, which is fantastic. Dollhouse of Horrors. We never got a chance to use it, but it's the problem is that all of our stuff was being exiled rather than going to the graveyard. A lot of exile roaming around right now. And Dollhouse of Horrors does not work well with that situation because you're looking to pull stuff out of your graveyard. It's a problem, right? Thirst for Discovery is good, except for I don't want to give up that basic land because that stuff's gold in this deck. Where's our other one? Big Score, right? Kind of like this one better because I was much more willing to discard some other card. And getting 2 cards and treasure tokens is really good, right? Lotus Cobra. Last time I was playing a Splendid Reclamation with Scute, someone said, hey, why aren't you playing Lotus Cobra on the well? Here we go. Here's a Lotus Cobra deck. And it's good. You get to a certain point, you just don't need the mana anymore. Really, what you really need is 6 lands so that Scute can start to copy himself. Because once you can get more than one of them out there, you got a good chance of keeping it alive, right? So let's rate this deck, right? The question is it competitive? I think this deck's more like a 50-50 deck, right? Like 50% of the time you win, 50% of the time you lose. On the other hand, every game you're playing, you are doing stuff. So it's not like you're just sitting there getting your butt beat. You are literally going to crazy town on people a lot. Even if you lose, you're doing a great job. So as far as I'm concerned, while it might not be competitive in the sense of you're going to win enough to move up the ladder and stuff, it is competitive as being a competitive deck that is always doing a lot, and the other person is going to suffer even if you lose. So I'm going to rate this deck as being competitive enough, right? So I'm not going to give it a plus. I'm not going to give it a negative. I'm just going to say it's competitive enough. To me, is it fun, right? Is it fun? Yes. Yeah, it is double plus fun, in my opinion. I love when landfalls causes all these multiple effects to occur and they all intersect in a synergistic sort of way. Man, that is fantastic, right? And lastly, is there a theme? I'd like to say that there is a theme, right? Because it's all about the synergy of Witty Roastmaster and Scute Swarm and Splendid Reclamation and Landfall. I feel like it's theme enough. And, to me, in my mind, it's just a matter of does my brain wrap around it enough to feel it, to understand what it's about, to say, looking at it and go, oh yeah, that's that Landfall deck. Yeah, totally. Totes, my goats. This deck is themed up. So, I could say, from everybody else's perspective, from a regular perspective, I think this deck probably gets an A- or something like that, right? But from a Dr. Suckit perspective, this deck is an A+, definitely worth playing. That's just because I don't care about the ladder. I don't even care if I'm losing, as long as the deck I'm playing is fun. And this is a double plus capital F fun deck that wins enough that you don't feel like you're getting just beat for no particular reason. I think this is a great deck, and I think if you play it, you will agree with me. That's it for now. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time. Later.